Now, I gotta admit, I get very tired of articles that really point out the fact that you should invest as soon as you turn 20 years old. Invest throughout your 20s. And then even this one here from Susie Orman, you should invest more in your 20s than in your 30s. But here's the problem. If we're sitting here and we're already in our 30s, our 40s, our 50s, or our 60s, are we just totally screwed? Or is there a way that we can still become a millionaire by that time? Now, this is the video I wish more people would do, and that's why I'm creating today's video. How exactly do we ensure that we're not broke by the time we hit 60, 70, 80 years old? We want to make sure that we set ourselves up for the right future. But anytime you look around, everybody talks about the fact that you need to be invested by the time you're 20, and you need to invest this much money every month, and you got to do it all throughout your 30s and your 40s, and you'll be a millionaire. And you're like, yeah, I wish I would have learned that back when I was 20, 30, or 40, but I'm older. What do I do? I hope this video is helpful for you, and the only thing I ask is that you share if you get extreme value, because not only am I going to tell you some tips, in fact, 2 critical pieces we're going to talk about in today's video, I'm also going to share a free tool with you that you can use to do some own calculations yourself so you can get yourself on the right path. So look at what Susie Orman points out. Right here in this article, it talks about the fact that if you start earlier, you'll make more money. If you're a 25-year-old who invests $100 a month in a Roth IRA for 40 years and earns a 12% annual return, I think that's a little bit higher than, I like to aim for about 7 to 10%, but okay, 12% annual return. When that person retires at age 65, their investment will be worth over $1 million. But if you wait until you're, let's say, 35 and you start $100 a month, you're only going to get $300,000. And of course, that's a big deal. My problem with that is, yeah, that's great, but who's reading these kind of articles when they're 18 years old or 19 years old before they hit 20? Probably next to nobody. So here we are. We're in our 30s, 40s, and 50s, and we're trying to figure this out. Critical step 1 of 2 is we need to set our goal. Now, I don't know what your goal is, but the tool I'll share with you a little bit later will let you adjust your goal based on what you want. But I'll set a goal for us right now. Our goal is by the time we hit, let's say, age 70, we want to have $1.4 million, which is $1,400,000. That's what we want to have invested. We want that much money so we can do whatever we want with it. And even better yet, maybe pass that down to the next generation, our kids or whatever. But what we're going to do is we're going to take this through age 20, 30, 40, 50, and 60. And how much do we actually need to invest in order to get to the goal of 1.4 million? Not enough people talk about this. Let's say you're 25 years old. In order to get to $1.4 million by the time you're age 70, you would have to invest right around $408 a month. So that's roughly about $4,900 a year, assuming a 7% annual return rate. Now, I want to stop right there before we dig into some other concerns that you may have. The first thing is 7% is what I call a little bit lower. The average rate of return of the S&P 500 over the last 50 years has actually averaged out to 10%. So of course, we're going to take the lower route just in case the market isn't as great as it was the last 50 years. We'll say 7% instead of 10%. Of course, if it goes more than that, you're going to make more money than 1.4 million by the time you're 70. Now, age 35, that's when you decide to start investing. So you have lost 10 years. And unlike what Susie Orman's saying that, hey, you're out of luck, you're only going to have $300,000 when you retire, we're going to say, how do we work the numbers to make it 1.4 million as our goal? And okay, so that does mean you're going to have to buck up a little bit more change. But hopefully, as you get into your 30s, you can find different ways to get out of debt, find different ways to make more money, and cut down some of your expenses so you can focus on catching up to that $1.4 million goal. So here we have a 25-year-old, a 35-year-old. By the time they're both 70, if they follow this plan, they'll both hit that $1.4 million goal to a total of $850 a month that you would have to invest. Are you okay with only $300,000 by the time you get there? Or should we focus more on how we get ourselves up to that $850 a month? Hang with me, I'll share some examples in a minute. Let's go to age 45. Now, you've lost a lot. You got the 25-year-old who only has to put in around $400 a month. You got the 35-year-old only putting $850 a month. What happens when you're age 45? Now, you're getting closer to that age 70. What's that look like? This one is going to hurt a little bit, but hey, at the end of the day, it's okay that you waited this long. It's better to start today than not start at all. So if that goal was 1.4 million, you only got 25 years to age 70, which means you're putting in $1,850 every single month into your investments. Now, considering only a 7% return, that is a lot of money, $1,800. Now, the hope is by the time you hit your 40s, maybe there's even more opportunity to make more money. Maybe you've paid down a significant amount of your mortgage, or maybe your house is paid off, and you can really dedicate a lot of money toward that particular fund. I'm going to be transparent with you guys because I like to keep it real, and I hope you appreciate that. I am not one of these YouTubers who started when I was 18 or 20 or 25 investing. I started late myself. I'm going to be having to put in about $1,000 or more a month for the next 20 years or 15 years, or as much money as I can get. So a lot of side hustling, a lot of ways of increasing my income so I can just jam it into these different investment accounts. I am actually blaming high school. I wish high school and college taught me how to invest and kind of kicked it into my face a little bit more. If they would have done that, I would have been so much further ahead than I am today. So I gotta say, yo, high school teachers, where were you on that? I wish I would have started this back when I was 20. But regardless, we are here now, and we're going to get serious about getting that up so we're not broke at the age of 60. Now, we're talking 55 years old. Now, in full transparency, 55 is going to be tough. You're very close to the age of 70, let alone the fact that you're getting close to just general retirement. So yes, if you've not invested a single thing, and you need to get yourself from 0 to 1.4 million by the time you hit age 70, it's a serious business. But it's not necessarily impossible. It all depends on how aggressive you can be, how serious and how focused you remain from age 55 to age 70, but it does hurt. What you would need per month invested, assuming a 7% growth rate, $4,650 a month. You do that between the age of 55 and 70, you can get yourself to $1.4 million. Now, that's a lot. Even if you're well off and you have a big house and maybe that big house is paid off, a big house could be a mortgage payment of about $4,000. But the issue is if you're at 55 and you're like, ooh, I gotta figure something out, that's where you gotta make the decision. Do you want the decision of, I'll save up as much as I can and it just is what it is, even if it's only $100,000 or $200,000, I'm gonna do what I can, then that's great. Just get started to the investment today. Now, critical thing number 2, when it comes down to not being broke at the age of 60 or 70, this is really about what we can do to get ourselves to that goal. Now, we just listed out the goals between 25, 35, 45, and 55 to get yourself unbroke. But how do we actually get focused on that? Well, I'm going to explain exactly what I'm doing. As I mentioned earlier, I am not somebody who started investing early. So how I'm focused on this is in a couple steps. The first thing that I already focused on was I wanted to get out of debt. Now that does slow down your point of investing because now you're taking all the money that you earn and you're putting it down toward debt. But I did that over the last couple of years, and I did it very, very feverishly. So every single dollar that we got, we decided we're just not going to eat out as much. We were going to get so super focused because we had the dream of becoming debt free. So we focused on that dream and we stayed focused even when times were tough. Because honestly, you start this process, it can get kind of boring because after a while, you're just constantly just doing the same old. And for us, every month we're paying down more money to the debt. But the idea was, let's get all of our debt paid off so that way everything that we make from income can totally go into an investment account. Then we don't have to worry about anything that could potentially happen that screws everything up. See, if you look at it 2 different ways, sure, you can invest all this money, but if you have a lot of debt and let's say you get laid off and you don't have much income anymore, I would feel totally screwed. How do I afford a mortgage payment? How do I afford my car payment? How do I afford credit card payments? I'm in trouble. And I didn't want that feeling hanging over me. I didn't want to feel like if I don't do this right, I'm in trouble. So that's why we opted for paying off debt first. Then the second thing I did was I prioritized my investments. Well, once we were out of debt, the very first thing we focused on was maxing out our Roth IRA. The second thing, we started maxing out our 401k, provided by your work, by your company. It's either a 401k or a 403b. Max that out as much as you can. Then if we have any extra income over maxing out our Roth IRA and our 401k, we then put it into just a normal taxable brokerage account. And that's where it gets fun because then you can just keep building up to what needs to be my $1.4 million goal. So the other aspect of this critical step that we're talking about is getting real with what you want out of this. And that's where the free tool comes in handy. So over here on Google Sheets, it's not really all that exciting. It's literally just this, but it's a calculation. And you can plug in anything you want into these 3 boxes and the green box will automatically calculate. Now, when you click the link in the description below, it's going to take you over to Google Sheets, sign in with your Google account, but then what you want to do is come up to File and select Make a Copy. Don't request access to the form. You want to make a copy for your own, so that way you can keep this and use this for whatever you'd like. Don't mess with anything inside the green box, only the white boxes. But this is what you need to ask yourself first. What is the amount of money that I can actually invest? And, if that's only, let's say, we'll pull up the calculator here. Let's say we can only invest for right now, $300 a month. So what you want to do is take that number and multiply it by 12 because there's 12 months in a year. That gives you a total of $3,600 per year, and that's what you plug into the annual investment. So I'm going to plug in $3,600. Now, the annual rate of return is totally up to you. 0.07 represents 7%. But if you want to say, hey, I want to actually match what the stock market average is, which is 10%, then just plug in 0.10, which represents 10%. So I'll leave it at 10% for now, just to see what comes of this. And the key point is how many years until retirement. Now, in this case, this is simulating that you're 55 and you want to retire at the age of 70, which means you're going to have about $100,000 to your name in your investments when you retire. But that's totally up to you. And you could also look at this in the way of, I'm 20, but I want to retire at the age of 50. You don't have to wait till 70. Plug in however many years you plan on continuing that annual investment at a 10% return, just to give you an estimate of what you would need in order to get to where you want to be. So let's say we're 20 and we want to retire when we're 60. We could put in 40 years here. And of course, that's going to look great at $1.5 million. But again, it's all depending on your personal goals. And that's the key. We need to look at what makes the most sense for us in our current environment. Best way I can provide that for you is right here on this tool. You can plug in the numbers however you want, and then from there, you can decide what makes more sense for you. Now, what's really cool about this is that this assumes that you're only going to invest this exact amount for, in this case, the next 40 years. But let's be honest with ourselves, hopefully that's not the case. So in like 5 years from now or 10 years from now, hopefully we get a raise. Hopefully we're making more money. And then technically you could invest more money into your annual goal. So that's actually pretending like you never get a raise, you never get any more money, and you only can invest what you put into this in the first place. And that's it. So your life remains boring for the next 40 years. And I think you're worth it more than that. I think you're going to get some great, great futures ahead of you. But one of the most important ways to not be broke by the time that you're 60 years old is to really be focused on what type of investment account you're going to use. Don't just go out and just get like an account and put money into it and try to invest and be confused by that. Get a tax advantaged account. The best way to do that is what we call a Roth IRA. And you can learn more about a Roth IRA by checking out this video next, and we'll see you on the next video.